Fellas, I'm sure y'all heard the update where Dana White said at a UFC press conference that WWE would be moving their pay-per-views to Sundays, UFC shows would remain on Saturdays, and Slap Fight, whatever they call that thing, will be on Fridays, so TKO could kind of rule the weekend. Now, we just got another report stating, and this is from the Wrestling Observer. Y'all know Dave Meltzer be doing this thing sometimes. They're saying that WWE was blindsided by this and they had no plans to move their pay-per-view back to Sundays. So right now, things are heading in, like kind of hanging, and they don't know exactly where these pay-per-views are going. UFC wants to go one way, and apparently WWE wants to go the other. Is this the first time we've seen a rift between TKO and WWE? Why are they leaving WWE out of these conversations? What is going on with all of this mess? We're going to start with our guest today, Mr. Omer from Real Take Wrestling. What do you think is going on with this situation, and do you think something bad comes from it?
I don't think anything bad's going to come from it. This is all promotion. Dana White, Triple H, all these, they are promoters at the end of the day. They want to make sure that they are getting a buzz about their product. They want to make sure that their products are in the best situations to succeed. That's what this is all about at the end of the day, just building stuff up. So was Dana White probably talking out of his butt? Yeah, honestly. Like, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I enjoy UFC events. Those are a lot of fun. Ain't nobody watching Power Slap though. Who watching that crap?
The clips are good.
No, ain't nobody watching Power Slap on Fridays.
Seen somebody's head get 180. It was crazy.
Exactly. Someone's gonna die doing that. By the way, that's not even it's not cap. Someone is actually gonna die doing that. It's crazy. But in all seriousness, I don't think there's a rift between them. I just think this is just Dana White doing what he does best, promoting Power Slap, which is an entity that he helped start, which is something that he has, invested a lot of time and money in, and he wants to try to prop that up as much as possible. So what better way to bring Power Slap back into the conversation than say, hey, it's going to be paired along with WWE and UFC events moving forward. Now, that doesn't change the idea that we could see something like that happen. I think we probably will see something like that, like a UFC WWE weekend event happen at some point, right? They have to do it at some point.
Yeah, right.
I think the thing that many people in TKO want to try to do as much as possible is try to find that crossover fan, which really only exists in pro wrestling from the little we know about it. It really exists, the crossover from pro wrestling to MMA. The crossover the other way is virtually non-existent. MMA fans do not like wrestling. You don't believe me? Go watch CM Punk's first match or first fight in UFC. It's a quick one, but that entrance was brutal. But yeah, so a little bit of comme ci, comme ça.
Yeah, and you're right, though. I remember when Brock Lesnar came in, people kind of rooted against him. They didn't think he could do it, but shocked the world and made wrestling look good. But before we leave you, Omar, I got to ask you one more question, and I want to ask this to everybody else here as well. But would you prefer WWE pay-per-views to be on Saturday, or would you like them to move it back to Sunday? Because we traveled to some of the events, and it seems like it doesn't matter. The shows you want to go to, you're headed out there. So does it matter to you where these shows land?
For me personally, I mean, yes. I would much rather have a Saturday show. That being said, if it's a long weekend, like a Memorial Day or a Labor Day, whatever, I'm fine with having a show on a Sunday. I'm good with that. As long as I don't have to go to work the next day. That's the only thing I care about, right?
Right.
But I think it's in WWE's best interest to keep it on Saturday. There's just, I think it's much easier to do that Friday SmackDown, Saturday pay-per-view thing and make sure that fans go than doing a Sunday pay-per-view and then a Monday Raw, right? People are still going to go to Raw, but at that point you've used up people's time, energy, and money a lot at that point.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat. But for me, I would prefer them to stay on Saturdays because of the fact that we travel to some of these shows. You don't got to take a day off from work on Monday. You can fly out there Saturday, fly back Sunday. You can go to work on Monday. So I think that works the best for me. So I would hate to see them move it because flying out to these UFC events, those ticket prices are ridiculous. So I would like to go one day, but it's got to be the right card, and the right cards cost a lot of money. Kittle, what do you think is going on here? Is WWE being left in the cold with TKO and Dana White having these conversations, or do you think, like Omar, and this is all just a work?
I don't know if it's work or not, and I can certainly see them being left out in the cold, that being real, because like I'm pretty sure they've always TKO the final boss of TKO. I don't remember his name, but that guy probably thought, okay, Vince is there, we'll act friendly to him, and then we'll get him out of there. But obviously, that huge controversy did help them a lot with doing that, of course, and they were right to do it. By the way, I don't question that in any way. But I feel like regardless if it happened or not, in a couple of years later, they were gonna get Triple H in there, and slowly just change some of the stuff they don't like in the WWE. That's honestly how I feel. And so there's always gonna be, when it's the corporate world, somebody getting caught, completely off guard. And but I don't think like they're that crazy right now, especially in the beginning of this partnership, to like really do that many, like insane decisions without telling each and every company, whether it's UFC or the WWE. So I think it's a no-brainer right now. Everything is fine. I don't see this being a problem at all. But I thought what you said, Omer, was really true, because like I was really searching hard. Like, do I have any friends? Have I heard anybody that's a UFC fan that likes wrestling? And there's none. And there's always like wrestling fans. Most of them like watch UFC. At least they know the surface level, like John Jones, Charles Oliveira's and stuff like that. But I don't remember ever seeing like someone who's hugely into UFC and WWE at the same time either. Which is weird. Both should be into both, because they basically do the same thing. I think a lot of UFC fans would enjoy a guy like Gunter, for example, like the way he does his wrestling style, in my humble opinion. But yeah, I would love if WWE went ahead, and I don't care who the audience is. I don't even care, man. Just keep these pay-per-views at a Saturday because of the reasons that you guys laid out there. But also, I look at it from a different lens. I used to live in Turkey. Now I live in Toronto, so it's okay. But when you're back in Turkey or in your France, any other European country, or Asia, whatever, like you have to catch these shows at 3 a.m. 3 a.m. in the morning, as Kenny Baum likes to say. So it's rough, it's really rough. It's impossible because, just like you, we have to go to work or we have to go to school the next day. But the problem is, again, we have to watch these shows at 3 a.m. They end at, especially like WrestleManias and stuff, they end at like 8 a.m. Like, then you end up becoming a zombie for the whole week, and you have to do this each and every single month. So like, if they are Saturday, everybody wins. So I certainly hope that this thing doesn't happen. And then for the foreseeable future, I don't think it's going to happen too, either.
All right. But do you have a preference on when you would like to see these pay-per-views fall? Saturday, Sunday? I know you're a man of many countries, so WWE is in the U.S. You're all over the place. Does it matter to you?
Saturday, man. Saturday. For sure. 100%, as a matter of fact.
All right. We got 3 Saturdays. Brian, what do you think about this situation, and where do you want these pay-per-views to land? PLEs. People are going to correct us in the comment section. PLE. There y'all go.
I think that if they were left out, then that's a bad look. It just shows where the communication is at. But then again, them knowing, this is going to get people talking and think that there's something in between, this could be a very strong possibility as well. With pay-per-views or PLEs, man, I think that they should be on Saturday. They shouldn't be anywhere else. Simply because, like, I remember when I was a kid, bro, and pay-per-views would be on Sunday, and I'd be like, oh, damn, bro, like I gotta stay up, got school in the morning. Saturday pay-per-views are like the sweet spot, bro. And especially like for us that like we're on like a PLE tour right now, where if they're doing a PLE, we're kind of there at this point. Saturdays would definitely work best than Sundays, because Sundays basically make it virtually impossible for me to get to a show at this point. So that's just my 2 cents with that. But I definitely think it's a work. There's no way that something this important was never discussed. So that's just that. So we'll see where this goes. I hope it doesn't go anywhere more than that. But I could see them in the future, like Omer said, doing special weekends. But I don't think that it should for sure be something that happens all the time, simply because there's not UFC pay-per-views all the time. If we can get something,
they're like every Saturday at this point.
Really?
A lot of them are low, like small cards, but
for a small card, WWE shouldn't be moved for a small card, because I don't think the audiences interject. as much as they
when
make
the
it
big
seem.
cards are going on.
Yeah, for sure. If it's a big card, like we got, I know John Jones, he's supposed to fight soon, and a WWE pay-per-view somehow is that same weekend, then I don't mind them moving it to Sunday and doing UFC Saturday. But if you're just moving it just for the sake of moving it, then I don't agree with that.
Yeah. But what do the people think about it? Let us know in the comment section. Where should these pay-per-views land? Saturday? Sunday? Thank y'all for watching. Shout out to Real Take Wrestling, but make sure y'all kiss that ring, baby.